Are you ready for a good old-fashioned WIP parade? Hi, this is Veronica with Night Stitch, and I have not been here for like 900 years. And I tried to do a WIP parade the other day, and something happened with my file, and it just didn't work out right, and I really didn't feel like editing it all the way again, because I'd edited it once, and it didn't really go well. So I decided to just do a take 2 of it, but I apparently waited like 3 or 4 weeks after I originally done it. So anyway, I thought I would separate my WIP parade into sections because I think last time it was just one big long continuous thing and then my computer freaked out. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna start off with kits that I have in my pile of WIPs. So the first one is Home by Dimensions. It's a mini kit, and I just doing it on the Ada that it came with and stitching in hand because it's really small. But this is where I am. And my needle minder says Team Vodka, and it's from Needle Attractions on Facebook. And I started it on May 9th, and it was a Stitch Mania project. My second WIP is Paris. It's a Paris bookmark by Artiste. It's a mini kit as well. And I'm doing it on a scrap piece of Every Leaf is a Flower, which is a fabric by FIBERLICIOUS. And this is mostly all backstitch, so I almost got done with it. Needle Minder says, "Hi, I don't care, thanks," and it's from Needle Attractions. And this is also a Stitch Mania project. I started on May 13th. It's also thunderstorming right now, so if there's weird noises, it's probably the thunder. My third WIP is a Artiste mini kit called Dreamcatcher. I started this on May 14th for Stitch Mania. This is also on a scrap piece of Every Leaf is a Flower fabric by FIBERLICIOUS. And Needle Minder is a free needle minder from No Name Needle Minders. I'm probably going to lose count of my WIPs after this, but oh well. WIP number 4 is In the Moment by Dimensions. And this is on fabric that came with it, but I dyed it myself. I dyed it purple because I didn't like the neutral color. And this is where I am. And the needle minder is from No Name Needle Minders. Okay, this is Santa, which is Kit I Bustilla, and looks like that. And because there's so much white on that pattern, I decided to dye the Ada that came with it, and I dyed it green because I really didn't think that I wanted to stitch all of that white on white because I think it would make me want to run Grandma over with a reindeer, so no. And the needle minder says Peace, Love, Scrap, and it's from No Name Needle Minders. Because my other hobby is scrapbooking. And I haven't done it in a while, but I still like it. Okay, this is the last kit that I have, and then I'm gonna switch to a different section of stuff. This one I also started for Stitch Mania. It's a Paris kit from Rhodes. I started it on May 3rd. And this one I did use the Ada that came with it because it has printed stuff around the border, so I thought that was cool. And then I have a little bit of the Eiffel Tower started, and then some of the clouds and the sky. And I've noticed kits are weird because I'm so used to just using 2 strands over 2 on the even weave, and so when I go back to the kits, it's almost like I have to like read the instructions because it's, 3 strands over here over whatever, and then the other one's like 1 strand over here. So it's a little weird to get used to when I switch back and forth, but it's okay. Just something I've found that I've been learning about myself, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to start with, or continue with, motifs, I guess. So like patterns that have little sections of design and then the fabric shows through. So I have Be Inspired by Stitchrobia, which is really popular. I did mine on not white fabric or light color fabric, which some people were kind of like recommending that I don't do that because they were kind of saying maybe the colors would get like lost in the colorful fabric, but I just did what I wanted to do anyway, which is 28 count Lagana from FIBERLICIOUS. This is marvelous, and I think it looks fine because when I did a floss toss, I put all the colors on it, and there's really not any purples in the pattern, so nothing was going to blend in. I started with page 2 on here, and I also used beads instead of the little loner stitches that are on there because I really like beads. So, but I finished the knife here, and then yeah, so I was gonna continue maybe going up the page, I guess, but I thought it was a good stopping point since I have like 50 billion projects. So, and the beads that I used are Mill Hill Seed Beads, number 2022. And they were just extra beads I had from Stash, so I used them. I don't like how it folded up in there, so I'm going to fix it. There. All better. Okay, and I also have Wine and Dessert by Soda Stitch, and I'm doing this layout, so the whole thing. I'm doing that on a 32 count Jadeite by FIBERLICIOUS. Lagana. I kind of tend to always use Lagana because I like how it dyes. And I have part of the wine bottle started. I started this for the Winter Olympics style. And have a little bit of backstitch going on here because I don't like to wait till the end to do it because it kind of turns me off to the pattern. So, but I think I need to figure out a better way to do it because it's kind of, I kind of got, I don't know, like it was sort of tedious, but not really, just like switching back and forth because I didn't know where I wanted to backstitch it before I did the full crosses. And it's just a learning process that I'm going to have to figure out because I tried leaving backstitch till the end one time and then ended up UFOing the pattern, so I don't want to do that. But I think the way I'm doing it now, it's a little too ADD, like it's scattered all over the place, and that's also not working, so we'll see. But this is my Memorabilia Christmas in London, and I guess I had it in the motif section because it's gonna have fabric showing through a lot of the different pieces. I started that on May 11th for Stitch Mania. I did not get a whole lot done on it. This is 32 count Lagana Starburst by FIBERLICIOUS, and I got like that many little stitches in because I had been working on my Stitch Mania project 2 days in a row, but this one I didn't get to do that, so I only had like a couple minutes stitching. The needle minder is free from no new needle minders. But I really like that fabric, so I'm excited to see everything come together with that. Okay, and then now I have Queen of Cross Stitch by Pocahontas Stitch. It's a free pattern, and this is the one that I was changing everything to beads because I wanted to do all beads for one project, and I thought that little small one would be good. I'm using Delica beads on this 28 count Midnight Splendor Lagana by FIBERLICIOUS, and I'm using YLI Silamide beading thread, so it's white, but it's okay. And nice little start there. I like how the beads look. And then I have Jelly Denarius from Needle Attraction. And while I'm here, I've got Future Cast by Teresa Wentzler on the other half of this. It's a freebie pattern of a choose your own color dragon, so I have that. And then I have this Will Stitch for Cocktails by Rhodes Stitches. And then I have Cocktail Sex on the Beach by Rhodes Stitches, and I got those two together, and I'm going to do them on the same piece of fabric. And I did this for Stitch Mania. I did one of the patterns on May 8th, and then I started the other one on May 10th, but I did it on the same fabric. This is MCG Textiles 28 count even weave, and I got an entire yard that I cut in half. So this is a fat quarter that is upside down, and I started the recipe in the middle, and then I was going to do the little glasses for the cocktails around it, so it's kind of going to become like a sampler of alcohol. So, and I dyed this fabric myself. It's blue and gray and black. And ironically, it looks like that mongoose color from Mo Sale Floss. And then I have Save Water, Drink Vodka as the needle minder. My last motif WIP is from magazine cover. Just fell off. It's the Cookie Bear issue of World of Cross Stitch because I couldn't find an issue number. This is Happiness is a Rainbow of New Thread Skeins. It's designed by Doreen Jones, and I like all the colors in it. I did this for Stitch Mania. I started it on May 1st. And it's on FIBERLICIOUS 28 count Lagana Dreaming Blossoms. And I started the word new, which is upside down. And then my needle minder is from Maggie's Minder. And I substituted white Krynic for the white in the pattern because sometimes I think stitching with white is really boring, so I tend to change it out for something sparkly because I like that better. And that concludes the motifs section of this WIP Parade. I will be back with more WIPs. Okay, I forgot I had another motif one. The World's Postage stamp by Soda Stitch, and I think the reason I forgot is because I have been working on this one currently, and so it was in my ottoman and I forgot about it, but this is what I have done. I substituted some colors. As you can see, the green kind of shifts. I was using old kit floss in a lot of like the grays, and I was trying to finish up some stuff I had because it was just laying around and I didn't need it really for anything, because there was a kit that I had a long time ago that I ended up throwing away the fabric and the pattern because I was frustrated with it, but I kept the floss. And I've been really trying to finish the Sydney block, but it's taking me 50 billion years for some reason, so I don't know. I like it though. It looks good. Some of the colors are the called for DMC, but if I don't have the color, then I will substitute it. And this is the other half of the MCG Textiles fabric that I dyed myself. I dyed it separately, so it's green and blue instead of black and green and blue, or whatever I dyed the other one. Yeah. The needle minder is from No Name Needle Minders, and this grime guard is from Maggie's Minders. It's the Game of Thrones map. Yeah. So that was the last of my motif thing. I'm gonna start with the salve now. I have 3 different salves that I did. The first one was Frosted Pumpkins 2-part Christmas salve from 2017. It's the Secret Sleigh Society, and it's on the called for 28 count gingerbread by Picture This Plus. I got Lagana because I don't really like linen. And I finished everything in the middle. And then I started on the little motif things at the top. And I have Kyle and Stan from Needle Attractions. The second style I've been working on is the Mermaid Tails style by Peacock and Fig, also affectionately known as the Seahorse style. Just to be funny, not to be mean. It's a lot of metallic and beading on this. I've done only the beads in the mermaid's hair because I wanted to save the rest of it for later so I could put it on my Q-snap and not have to worry about it crushing anything. This one is the May block, and this one is April. This is May here. I changed the text because the original text was something about a telescope, or are you happy to see me? Referring to, yeah, if you think about it, you'll get it. It's kind of adult, but it's cool. So I changed it to my version. And I also changed the colors in the rock because I wanted the rock to be more like a rock, so it has moss growing on it, as opposed to this rock, which is the charted 4 colors. And I also gave this mermaid a bikini top because I felt like it. And I'm behind. I have not started either the June or the July block, and I'm kind of have mixed feelings about the July block. Not for any particular reason for it being anyone's fault or anything. I like the pattern, but I think that it's one of those where it's like I don't like the pattern enough to want to stitch it and display it along with the rest of these lovely ladies. So I think I'm going to do the border of it and then maybe put some words like mermaid facts or mermaid joke or some sort of snarky mermaid thing for July. But yeah, I have an idea for the June one that I'm going to do because I think I'm going to change the words again. But yeah, that's... Oh, this fabric is Sweet Tea from FIBERLICIOUS. It's 28 count Lagana. So that's the second style that I'm doing. The third style I'm doing is Clouds Factory 2018, their Legendary Creatures alphabet, and I'm really enjoying this. I stopped for a little while because I was doing Stitch Mania stuff, so I stopped around May. Yeah, I think. It's either May or June that I stopped. Bigfoot is part of the one that I stopped, I guess. But there's supposed to be the letter C, which I haven't done yet. Bigfoot's not completely done, but he's the newest addition. And I've got Anku and Fafner, Mayan, Hippogriff, Ifrit, Leprechaun, Medusa, and Nessie. I added sparkle and I added beads instead of Satan's popcorn, which is what I call French knots. And this is 32 count Abracadabra Lagana by Ship's Manor. So that is the Clouds Factory. And those are all the salves that I am doing because those were the ones that caught my interest. Oh, and the needle minder is the White Walker, and he is from Needle Attraction. Okay, now I'm gonna do a section for Heaven and Earth design. I have this Egyptian Queen by Jan Patrick Krasny. When I got it, it was on their free page, but it has since been changed out, so it's not free anymore. I restarted this because I had done it on a 25 count white Lagana, but I messed up on it somehow and there was way too much frogging and I really didn't want to deal with it, so I just bought this 25 count country, I always say this wrong, vintage country mocha fabric, and it looks like sand, so I thought it'd be perfect for the Egyptian Queen, and so that is my restart. And the needle minder, I got a charm from Hobby Lobby and I put a magnet on it, and it's one that I made, so I like it. Pretty proud of it. I also decided that I kind of really don't like white fabric, so yeah. Okay, Haid number 2 is Museum Shelf. It's by Amy Stewart. She's one of my favorite Haid artists. And this is Stormy Night Lagana from Zweigart. I just got this and the other one from the Egyptian Queen fabric from 123 Stitch. So they're all Zweigart printed fabrics. And this is Museum Shelf, and that's where I am. I started this for May 5th, Stitch Mania's full coverage on the 5th. I kind of combined both of those styles together. And so I really like all the colors in this. I worked on this for more than 2 days because I really liked it. And this lovely Frappuccino is from Gina's Unique Needle Minders. And the museum shelf I got was just the regular size pattern. And it's still friggin' huge, but I really like it. I'm excited. My last Haid that I have started as a WIP is Mini Vanity by Marta Dalig. And I just think this is beautiful. Her dress is freaking amazing, and those light things in the back are just fucking cool. Kind of looks like a Stargate. If you guys know about Stargate, the show, they have this like big ring and they like travel to different worlds and stuff. That's really what that looks like. So this one is on white, but it's okay. I sometimes just get 25 count Lagana from Hobby Lobby if I see it. I really need to stitch the edges because Jesus Christ. Oh, friggin' mighty. Anyway, here is Mini Vanity. It started in the middle, and this is a large piece that I can use half of, which is awesome. So I have extra, but it started some of the sparkly Krynic too, but I really like this too. Yeah, so those are my hades that I have. And now I think I'm on to the last section, I believe, after this. So I will return. And my project bag just dropped on the floor. The very last section I have is the largest section. It's fan art. I kind of didn't really know what to categorize things, but it's just things that have been inspired by like movies and like patterns that have been inspired by movies and TV and entertainment. So apparently I have a crap ton of those. And I like it, I guess. Okay, so this first one is Doctor Who by Natale Needlework, and I started this on May 12th for Stitch Mania, so this is probably 2 days worth of progress. My needle minders are stuck together. Should probably remedy that. I have David Tennant Doctor and the TARDIS are both from Needle Attraction. But this itty bitty block is what I did. And it's a black and white pattern, so it kind of just all looks like it's the same color. But this is Vintage Water Sapphire from Zweigart, and I think it's just blue. I kind of found I am not really a huge fan of the black and white patterns where they just use gray on gray and then they mix shades of gray in with the gray, but I'm excited to see how that one turns out because it looks really, really cool finished if I can get through all of the gray. This next one is a Mirabilia. I kind of have it in here because I forgot to put it in the motif section, I suppose. And this one doesn't really have a lot of motifs either. It's Portrait of Veronica, which apparently I don't know where my pattern is, so I should remedy that. But, yeah. So she's just sitting on a chair. So it's not really a motif, but it's just a random one, so I'm just gonna say random and throw it in here. And this is 32 count Monster Mash by Picture This Plus, and I just have the dress. Started the dress and my Harry Potter crest is Slytherin. So because her name is my name, I decided she was me, so I'm gonna do some changes. Her hair is gonna be dirty blonde, and that's why I put my house crest for Harry Potter on here because it's me, so. And hopefully I can find the pattern so I can actually work on this again. I brought this with me on a retreat and I had all of my patterns in a single sheet protector. Maybe. No, I had them on a ring in sheet protectors. So it's possible she's just hanging out in a random sheet protector somewhere, and that's why I can't find it. Okay, this next piece is Pocahontas. She's Mucha inspired, so there's an artist named Alphonse Mucha, I believe, and he painted stuff, and so we have this lovely licensed artwork by that guy. So somebody has made it into a pattern, which I love because she's so pretty. And I'm actually not stitching the background because I wanted the fabric to show through, because I got 32 count Maldivian Dreams Lagana from Picture This Plus, which is probably one of the most gorgeous fabrics I've ever seen. It's a gradient, and so it's just this amazing blue and green, and I'm going to make it look like she's walking through the forest because the sky is blue and then the grass is green, and yeah. So Pocahontas here, tattooed by Needle Attractions is where I bought that from. I know that's kind of a everywhere sort of thing, pin up Pocahontas. Anyway, I'm doing her skin 1/1, so got that, even though it's not charted that way, so I've been kind of trying to make sure that it's actually her arm when I'm doing stuff. But this is part of her hair, and then this is her, I think this is the width of her right here, so I'd say she's coming along pretty well. But I really like the Mucha inspired ones because they're just so glamorous looking. I love it. Okay, next one is a abstract Batman. Polygonal Batman is what it's called, but he's not in his usual black and gray outfit. He's got a sort of multicolored kind of thing going on. So this is his mouth, part of his mouth. I did his skin 1/1 because I always do that, and Jelly Batman is hanging out on it. This is Storm by hand-dyed by Stephanie, and it is 32, yeah, 32 count. So it's Polygonal Batman. And this is my project bag that I made. I think I used, I forget her name, maybe Kay's cross stitch? I don't know. To make this, and I forgot the liner fabric because I was just going to use the same fabric on the inside, but I ended up forgetting to sew the extra fabric in. So that's just interfacing, but it's fine because it's still soft and nice. So, but yeah, my attempt at a project bag. And then I just got this little shield pull from Hobby Lobby. And I did this on 25 count white Lagana, which I'm okay with that because it works. And that's where I'm at. And I love, this was originally charted for 18 count, but I decided 25 count would be, I wanted it to be on that so it looks really, really realistic, and I like it. And needle minders are, this one is from No Name Needle Minders, and this one is from Needle Attractions. But this is Yoda. This is a new fabric, Poseidon's Cave. It was Fabric of the Month from FIBERLICIOUS, and this Yoda is made up of his quote, "Do or do not try." So this is an N, one of the N's. And then I have Leia taking a selfie because she's hot. I have a lot of fan art stuff. Game of Thrones project bag. I bought this from Maggie's Minders. And it has my House Targaryen pattern. It's gonna kind of be like a samplery type of thing, which is cool because I am not a huge fan of like the classic samplers, like the traditional ones, but because it's fan art, I'm enjoying it. So this is basically what's gonna happen is the sigil is gonna be in the middle, and then there's like borders, and then it says like House Targaryen at the top, and so yeah, I've got some dragons' heads showing, which is awesome, and some feet. So this is 28 count Amazing Grays Lagana from FIBERLICIOUS. And yeah, it's technically darker at the top than the bottom, but I originally wanted it to be a little bit more of a darker fabric for this, but it's okay. The Amazing Grays is good, and the neon orange floss helps it stand out, so I think I'm going to keep doing it on that, even though the fabric was lighter than I thought it was. Okay, this is May the Floss Be With You by Mo Sale. And I started this on May 4th for Star Wars Day for Stitch Mania. This is actually a funny story because I did start it on May 4th, but I started it in the wrong spot. So I frogged it out right here. There's an O. You can see it. Yeah. Yep, right in here. I don't know how I did it wrong. It was wrong. But anyway, this is 18 count Ada by FIBERLICIOUS. It's in Aura is the color, and it just reminded me of space. So, but I'll figure that out. I'll restart it, and it'll be better. I don't know. I just horribly miscounted or something, because I swear I marked the middle, but who knows. Okay, this is a UFO. I have it in the fan art thing just because it's a random one that I was gonna pitch anyway, because I started this for the Winter Olympics. It's like a specialty stitch one, so I was trying out some specialty stitches, which these are Rhodes stitches, so they're like a square and they're kind of bumpy, so you can see they're like textured almost. This is Woodland 28 count from FIBERLICIOUS Lagana. This is Elsa from Needle Attraction. Yeah, I don't know that I really want to do this anymore, and I really want to save the fabric, so I think I'm just gonna take it out and save the fabric for something else. But it's originally called Ice Blue Humbug by Concavo Crosses. It's a free pattern, and it's like you stitch the specialty things and then you like cut it out and sew it into like they called it a humbug, but it's basically like a triangle that you sew together. I don't know. I don't think that I really like it enough to keep going, so I think I'm just going to stop. The fabric is lovely, and I would like to have it for something that I actually want to stitch something on, so. Okay, continuing with fan art, this is Gryffindor, the Gryffindor crest. I'm doing this for my sister as a birth sampler because she likes Gryffindor, so I'm gonna make the Gryffindor crest and then write the baby's name and birthday underneath, and that's what I have so far. I really like how the colors look on this fabric. It is Storm Chaser by FIBERLICIOUS, and I'm only using the top half for this, so I get to keep the bottom for something else. 32 pounds, so yeah. Okay, I think I'm almost done, if you can believe that. This is CSI by Cloud Factory. I have pins in here, so I have to make sure not to poke myself. Waiting for You is the fabric, and this little lovely little man in the middle is Gil Grissom. And yeah, 28 count Lagana, FIBERLICIOUS. Started that for Stitch Mania too. I think it was May 7th. Okay. I've got, this is I'm Not a Princess, I'm a Khaleesi. It's by Pixel Power, and I started on May 6th, 2018. It was free on Pixel Power, but it has since been taken off or disappeared or something, so it's not there anymore. But it's just a text pattern, and it's got the Nereus on there. And I started the I'm in the middle there. So this is Persephone by FIBERLICIOUS, 28 count, and I think I get to keep the bottom half for something else because the pattern only goes, yeah, at the top. So there's that. I'm wondering if I should up my fabric of the month to a fat quarter instead of a fat eighth, because I really, really like her fabric. So I'm not Flosstube itchy, no. Okay. This is just a bag that I got from Target. It was in the $1 bin. It's actually like a bring this to the pool with your toiletries bag. But it's Batman! And I have Patrick Bateman in it. And I started over because I didn't really want, I had it on 18 count Ada, like Charles Craft Ada, and I was just not, my stitching style has changed a lot since then, and so I wanted to make it better, I guess. So I started over. This is his nose. And the needle minder is from No Name Needle Minders, and it's a little guy with a stabby knife because American Psycho. Oh, and this is also the fabric that I restarted my Egyptian Queen because I royally messed up a bunch of stuff. So, but Patrick Bateman on 25 count is going to be very, not very small, but much smaller than the original 18 count measurements. So he will fit on that part of it. And that concludes my WIP Parade, if you can believe it. I've been talking too much, and so now I need to go. See you on the next video. Oh, I have 33 WIPs, by the way, which I did not know, but now I do. So, bye.